Hi guys, it's Kelly from Coffee Sunshine Paper, and I am working on the bridesmaids journals that I told you in the last video that was going on. You can see them back here. Almost all of them are done. 6 of them are done and 2 I have left to do, so I thought I would do one with you guys and just have a catch up. So yeah, these are going out Saturday and it's currently Thursday. And I think I mentioned in the last video that these gals are going out to California, I think Sonoma specifically, for a bridesmaids get together. And the person who ordered these just had in mind to make a little basket for all the bridesmaids, and one of these is going to go in there. So I linked in the last video where I got these printables from, and the rest of them are just kind of the rest of the papers are just kind of normal things that I would put in, all my journals. There's math and music and flowers and coffee dyed, all the things. And she wanted all those things too, so she wasn't very specific. She didn't even tell me to do the wine thing. I just found this and she did like it, so I went with it. So anyway, I was just going to put this one together, and then I'm just going to have one more to do, and then I'm done with them. And I'm probably going to put some things together for the girls, like if no one has ever junk journaled before, maybe they get an idea. Maybe some stickers or some die cuts, little bits of paper. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. So yeah, so I just wanted to finish up this one with you guys. The first thing, this is already prepared. I already did all of that, and obviously these are all prepared too. I did all the cutting and stuff. They're ready to go. I kind of batched it, I tried to do like all of these together and then tried to get all my signatures done together. That was a super long process, but this part has been going kind of quickly. I think all of them. Yeah, I think I've been working on all of them, kind of on and off all day. So I will be super happy when number 8 is done. But they are easy and they're super sweet, right? They're Romance Treasury, I think is what they're called. Where's my, hold on, I can verify that, fact check myself. Yeah, Romance Treasury. I thought that they were Reader's Digest, but just sort of glancing through here, I haven't found any affiliation with them, but just kind of the aesthetic just reminds me of Reader's Digest a little bit. I don't know if anyone knows if they're related to each other, let me know. So yeah, first we need the holes in the cover, and I am just freehanding these, but from the back because it is a pretty spine, so I don't want to mess up any lettering or any of these things that might be attractive if the journal's sitting up on a shelf somewhere. And maybe here I have my dog is behind me. My craft room is a guest room, and so she is on the bed where she happily snores behind me. I just got her inside. She was stalking my woodchuck family that lives underneath my shed out there. Unfortunately, the other day she got one, and I was not home at the time. My son lives at home still. He just graduated from college, so he called me and he was like, she got something, and I'm like, all right, well, do what you can do, try to get her away from it, which is not easy for a hunting dog. But and then this is not very busy, this fabric. Sometimes the busier ones, it's hard to see where the little holes are punched. So if you have that problem on a busy fabric, you can feel where you punched them, and then you can just go through with a little marker and just make them a little darker to find them. But these are pretty good, I think they're going to be good to work with. And then these are already cut to the size I want them, but just want to make sure the order. So all the papers I put in are a little bit different in every journal, but in the first signature I put in this specific, this is a printable printable of Sonoma wine country. So I don't know if it's just the artist rendition or if it's an actual winery, you know, if it's an actual house in Sonoma. I don't know. But in the middle of the first signature in all of the journals, there is a pretty scene from Sonoma specifically. So I just want to make sure that goes in the first one. And so that's going to be on top. And then this one, and then this one. And like I said, they're already cut down. I know they're the right size. Just got to punch some holes. So anyway, yeah, my son got, oh, that looks a little bit longer than the other two. I'm just going to take a second and trim that down, just a touch. So he did the thing. He got her away. By the time I got home, we kind of tag teamed and got her away. I just want a teeny tiny bit off of this. And then I kind of got her inside, and then he got the pool skimmer net type thing. Disposed of the body. Ugh, so gross. But you know, you live with animals, it's gonna happen, right? It's just gonna happen. So yeah, I like that better. That's better. So just gonna line these up and mark the spine. Since I normally use like a black or a brown, but there's a lot of black on the part where I folded, so I'm gonna go ahead and use my white pen instead, the Jelly Roll pen, and mark them that way. So I'm just gonna make sure, you know, this is the important part here, that you have it just right. And you have seen me make a journal for myself. Like, I'm not that picky or particular, but since this is, you know, someone paid for this. This is not just for me and my silliness. This is a real gift that I need to be extra careful. So, but this part I do eyeball. You know, it's not 100% probably straight, but it's close enough. Now this could get tricky. I don't know if you can see. Zoom in here. Oh, no, okay. All right, there we go. We're good. Everything's good. Still with me? Okay. So I was trying to zoom in and I knocked my phone off the thing. But maybe I can do it this way. There's like little white bits here on that black line. So the white marker might not show. Maybe just make the dot a little bit bigger than normal. Sorry. I didn't startle you there. Okay, so those are all marked, and then before I do punch the hole, I want to make sure that all the papers are where I want them to be. So what I mean by that is they're not all, I mean, they're close to all the same length, but they're not exact, right? So like this one, we could, if we wanted to, make it flush with the bottom, right? Or maybe we want to do flush with the top, or maybe you want it right in the middle. So if you do bottom or top, then you're going to get 2 holes, you know, for sure, punched in. If we do the middle, it's a maybe, right? For sure the middle one, but we don't know. I don't know how much space I left with those dots. It looks like it's only going to have 1. So I think I am going to make it, maybe we'll go flush with the top on that one. And this is fine the way it is, except I want this paper, can you see? Sorry. Except I want this paper kind of going the other way, the flap going the other way. So just folding it the other way there. I think I'm too close. There we go. All right. And then this cute little flower page is fine the way it is. That's fine the way it is. And then here's that first picture of Sonoma specifically. And then I just turn them inside out. And find the little white dot. Can you see it? Yeah. Can you hear Jazzy snoring? Anyway, so that was our gross story, the woodchuck story. I think we also talked about my not being happy with this new robot, or rather my husband just dropping it and saying, okay, you're good. But we are now friends. The robot and me are friends. Robot and I don't know. Terrible grammar. So next one, just again before we punch, we want to make sure that we have you know, the length is just right. And push this back. That the length is just right on all of them. This math one, I think I'll make flush with the bottom, since the last shorter page I did flush with the top. And then you can see that pretty foil thing peeking over. These are all good. This one, since we turned that last flap the other way, I'll leave this one this way. And then the back should be all the same. Okay, so we like that the way that is. Again, just upside down. Look for the white dots. And yeah, so back still hurts. I think we talked about that last time too. Not constantly. It's not something I feel like I need to go to the doctor about. But I did a number when I moved that craft room around. I don't know what was going on. My friend is worried that I slipped a disc, which I don't know what that means, but it sounds horrible. So I'm gonna hope it's not that. I don't know, I've heard theories that like back pain can be kind of stress related, but I don't feel stressed right now. You know, I'm kind of in the middle of my summer, and if you're new here, I'm a teacher, so I don't have a job I need to report to except this craft room business here, my little Etsy shop. And then even that, it's not that busy. You know, I do have this 8-book order, but it's not always like that. Maybe I get, I don't know, a couple a week or so. I don't know. I don't think I'm stressed, but I have heard that theory that back pain is stress. Anyway, I think I'm okay, to be honest. So we'll just hope that goes away. Eat that around. And I couldn't find a brown that would exactly match with the color brown of the cover. Like they were too dark or too light, or they had too much red or not enough red. So I'm just gonna go with this kind of tan, which I think is nice with the gold anyway. I think it looks nice. So we're gonna do that. And then since I have 3, we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, and I need 3 of them because I have 3 signatures. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then 1 more. 1. Oh, okay, we got a knot. No big deal. Okay, try that again. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Okay, good to go there. And now we can start sewing them in, and you guys know the drill. You've done this with me before, probably. I'm thinking you have. So we're going to start with the 3rd one first. And again, I just learned from watching other people that that's the best way to do it. I can't say otherwise. I haven't even tried otherwise. I don't know if it's too fiddly because it's in front of you instead of behind you. I don't know. I'm just trusting the elders on this one. Okay, so we find our middle hole, and it looks like there. This is usually the easy part. There we go. Okay, it still is. All right, then we'll go through that one. And this is called a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. If you are new to this journal making adventure, then I strongly suggest you start with a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. It is easy. And that means because I can do it, I call it easy. Although I want to try some of the fancier stitches, I don't know. This looks like it's off center there, but I think it might work out okay. Let's maybe just move it over a little that way. I think I told you guys I wanted to try the Coptic stitch, and I still want to. I just haven't done anything about it recently. This week has been this order, really. And I did have some fun on Tuesday. We went to a concert, which was super fun. I forget every time I go to see live music, I forget how much I love live music. It was, the headliner was Styx, which I like Styx. You know, I grew up in the 80s, so I like Styx. But the other guys, the opener was Don Felder, who was an Eagle. And so he played all the old Eagles songs, which was like phenomenal. Like, just, I felt like I was in the presence of greatness, you know, just kind of like, wow, this is really cool. And he sounded great, and the band sounded great that was with him. I don't know, it must be his band. Really cool. And then I do just kind of give these guys a little, I don't know what you call this, massage. Let's make sure it lays flat. And then after Felder, then it was Kevin Cronin from REO Speedwagon. So I guess they broke up. I don't know much about it, but he still sings all of their classics, all of them, like their, you know, album from 1980 that I remember still. I don't know, it was so fun. And then, but you know, when Styx came on, I like I said, I like Styx. They sang their whole Grand Illusion album, and then they played some of their, you know, more 80s stuff. Just so fun, so fun. So highly recommend that. So even though I haven't played in the craft room, I'm still playing. You know, I just can't always be up here. My husband thinks every time I come up here, I'm playing with paper, which I'm working with paper, right? But, you know, sometimes it's the order. I don't count as playing. The order, I want to make sure I get it right. You know, it can be a little stressful to make sure, and then you screw things up and you have to start over, and, you know, that's not fun. And I wouldn't do that if I was playing. I would not triple check things if I was playing. So this is very much, I'm not going to call it work, right? You guys know it's not work, but there's attention to detail that I would not normally be using if I was playing. So Tuesday was fun with the live music. Tuesday was fun. And then tomorrow I'm going to do a beach day with the girlfriends, which is going to be fun too, because I live in Connecticut. So when I do this middle one, after I'm done, I give it just a little tug, because sometimes you sew through the other thread, you know, like it didn't happen this time, but you could sew through. So one thread is kind of inside the other, but if you just give it a little tug, then you can see where they're kind of screwed up, and then you just get your little awl in there and fix it. So maybe that'll happen before we're done. I got one more signature, so it could very well happen. So yeah, I'm in central Connecticut, which is a good hour away from any beach, but I don't know, Connecticut beaches are fine. They're on the Sound, the Long Island Sound. But if you go over to Rhode Island has just lovely beaches, and it's only about an hour or so away. So we are going over to Rhode Island to a friend who has a house there, and just gonna spend the day, not gonna spend the night. I Stop and Shop and got some beach snacks. Decided to go healthy. Got grapes and trail mix and granola bars. And then my other friend texted, when I put it in the group chat, and my other friend texted that she got cheese and crackers, pretzels, and Twizzlers. So I was grateful that somebody thought to get some more, you know, more fun snacks. It's good to have healthy ones and to have the Twizzlers, right? And then we'll just bring some drinks. So it should be a good time. That's tomorrow. And that's really it for this week as far as, you know, major things. So this is almost there. Maybe you'll see that problem I was talking about with the, this one's kind of tough here. There we go. Okay. So, you know, sometimes these things come in easy and sometimes they do not come in easy. They come in difficult. And it's usually in this direction, not this direction, right? This direction, because you have to navigate the little hole here. And then, so here's where you try not, see how close I can get, staying in focus. Here's where you try not to sort of like sew into the thread. And where is it going to come out? Where is it going to come out? I don't think. Okay, there you are. You got stuck. Let's get you. Okay. So here. What are you doing in there? There you are. What are you doing? You have a job. Okay, so you can see, maybe focus. Can you see how I sewed through the thread? So if I don't fix that now, this is why I do that last part where I just kind of pull up and then I can fix it. But if you can fix it before it happens, set it down a little, then that's even better. So now I can tell that I have not sewn through the thread. So I'm still gonna do the thing where I, you know, pull a little bit because I just always do it just in case. Again, especially when this is not for me. This is going out into the world. And did it happen? Okay, so good. It's because I wanted you to know what to do if it happens to you. So this is why I give a little tug. And then I can see they did get sewn into each other, right? So I'm just gonna carefully figure out which one's easier to pull out of which one. And I think it's this direction. So I'm gonna hold this one down and then I'm just gonna pull this one through. I'm gonna set this down so you can see it now. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull this one through down here because we don't want it to travel all the way up and unhinge all this wrapping. Good, but I'm glad that happened so you could see how to handle it. I think if you have watched my videos before, you have seen that happen before because I don't know, maybe I'm just not careful enough when I initially go through that middle hole, but yeah, so that is when it's all ready to go. That took, I don't know, maybe 20 minutes or so. Hard to tell because I was yapping and doing other things. But about 20 minutes once you're all you know, prepared. The spine is prepared and the signatures are prepared, then it shouldn't take that long to put it together. It's so cute. These are so cute. They're about 4.5 by 7. So super cute. And they're all just like, I think I mentioned, a little bit different. Zoom out just a little bit and I can show you maybe like a side-by-side comparison. So there's a whole red one. Put my needle away. My very fancy needle holder here. There. Okay. So let's just kind of side-by-side. So these are, I sent a note out to the person who ordered it to see if she wanted me to turn these pages with the ex libris showing into a little pocket here. So maybe as you're traveling or, you know, you're gathering things, you can just stick it in the journal if you're not quite ready to sew or glue or tape, right? So these will go with all of the journals, whether I make it a pocket or not. All right. So they all have, I tried to make them all different fabric here, so that looks a little different from the start. These first pages, you know, I just kind of tried to make it work with the colors that were in the book. So like this, it actually kind of all works out because there's red and there's green and there's brown and there's blue in almost all of these beautiful digitals. So, and then second page, this is coffee dyed. This is like kind of a, I think I ordered this from Amazon. So they're papers that look aged, but they're not. They're just normal, like no texture at all, just kind of plain writing paper. Then we have a map here and a little artwork here. Then these dot grids ended up in the same spot. That's interesting. Kind of random. Then the flower papers and just this kind of a stencil type of paper. And then some coffee dye graph paper here on this side, some pattern paper. And then, of course, the Sonoma artwork that I wanted. It's going to be in the middle of the first signature for all the girls' journals. So, then it's just the other sides, right? And other sides, go to the next signature. There. Okay, so, oh, that's so pretty side by side, right? So pretty. And they're all kind of different cities. I don't know exactly what cities there are, but they're all so pretty, I think. I really do like them. So then try to do like writing paper and then decorative paper, then writing, decorative, writing, decorative. So this would be the writing. There's more coffee dyed here, and then the decorative, plants and math, and then writing. That's the same as this one over here. It tricked me thinking I repeated myself, but writing there. And then decorative, and then, oops, hold on. Okay, it doesn't matter. You guys get it. And then ended on decorative. So this one's just, this is a greeting card. So it's kind of nice, heavy cardstock. This is a little nod to Boston. It's Make Way for Ducklings book. It's just a sweet story, Boston-based. So then again, writing, that's all the back sides, right? Writing, decoration, writing, decoration, some coffee dyed, and then the next signature. Okay, next one is writing and decorative. Got the math and the map, and then writing and decorative. Kind of some old-fashioned ads I found. It's cute. And then writing and decorative. And middle of the signatures on the last one. So they're all kind of that same aesthetic, but all a little different. Some different papers in each one, but a lot of them have the same kind of theme going on, which is a lot of floral, coffee dyed, and the wine. So that's it for today. I just wanted to show you what's going out in the mail. I've got one more to do now, one more. And I can start kind of gathering some little bits to get the girls going on junk journaling. I don't know. Wouldn't that be awesome if someone really gets hooked on it? I mean, it's so cool. So that's it for now. Just wanted a little craft chat with you guys and show you what I've been up to. I will probably check in this weekend because I don't have a single plan and husband's golfing. So that means craft room time for me. All right. Hope you're all well, and we will see you in the next video. Okay. Bye.